Hi everyone, this is Azhar. I'm the head of growth at User Pilot, and with me today is
I'm Wes
Wes.
Bush. I'm the head of trafficascurrency.com, where we help people launch and optimize free trial and freemium models. So I'm super pumped to be going through Venngage and seeing just how we could improve this onboarding experience.
Yes, that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to see the website and do it live in front of you and tear down the whole app right in front of you.
Absolutely. So where we are right now is just on the homepage. As you can see, the headline is all about making infographics that people actually love. So this is really clear in terms of, okay, this is an infographic tool that is going to help me actually make infographics, because I don't know about you, but whenever I tried making infographic like 5 years ago, it was so difficult. So if people can actually love it, that would be great. And then we have the CTA here. What I love about this is that it's, out of all the things on this page, where is your attention drawn to? It's that green button. Everything else, the colors and everything, it just pops. So I will give it to them and say that this is, in terms of the above the fold part of the homepage, this is really good. And it clearly presents, okay, here's the value and everything else. So in terms of just going below the fold, there's a couple things down here in terms of just like, here's your 3 easy steps. Now, immediately, the first thing I'm thinking of is, whoa, this is information overload. I see lots of graphics here. I see some charts here, which scares me, especially if I don't like business metrics. And then I have lots of other things here. I can totally understand what this is by the headings below it, but immediately it just kind of, it like rattles me, like, whoa, maybe this is more complicated than I actually thought it was. Now, what's your thoughts, Azhar?
Yeah, definitely there are some more words there. But one thing I really like about this part is that they are telling me that creating infographics is so easy, as in 3 steps. So although the words are too much jammed up and the pictures are too jammed up, that don't really mean anything. But what I like here is that the 3 steps are there, which tells me that I can create infographics much quickly.
Yeah, definitely. And so it's very well laid out in terms of like, okay, there's just 3 steps. I do think though it could be set up in a way that didn't feel as overwhelming. I think that's kind of counterintuitive to the point. Like, it should only be 3 steps is what the company's trying to say. But in this case, it does feel like it might be, yeah, a little bit more complicated than someone would think. Then here we have lots of great social proof. I know all these companies, that's great. So, okay, builds a little bit more trust there. And then we have, I'm just looking at where that section is. So there's really no social proof at the beginning. Now, I know most companies will typically include the social proof right under the above the fold section, so they can build credibility right away. But it's a little bit lower, so not gonna ding them too many points for that. And then we just have here all the different templates. And so one thing that immediately captures my attention is just the fact that I can sign up. So I'm gonna be interested in building a poster. I'm just gonna go to the cityscape and sign up. So immediately I am brought to the free trial sign up page, and immediately I see a lot of different colors. So there's the blue, there's the red for the Google, and then there's the sign up. So there's a lot of conflicting colors. And from a conversion perspective, my eyes like immediately go here, here, here. And so there's quite a lot of like contrast in terms of what you're really trying to get people to do on this page. And just from a power perspective, the most powerful color here is red. And so that's what you're going to be driving a lot of people towards, and at least getting them to pay attention, whether they want to just give you their email or not. And so I would just try and, if you are going to use these, maybe not highlight them in these different colors and have it see through. And then on the free trial page, there is a lot of options. And one of the biggest conversion boosts I see on free trial landing pages specifically is just removing navigation. Like, treat this like a landing page, and you will see some really great results. And if we are going down treating it like a landing page, which we should, just having the value proposition here and really getting people excited, because if you can do that, you're going to make sure that once people do sign up, that they're actually excited to accomplish some of those infographics and build those posters. So yeah, Izar, what do you have to say about this page?
Yeah, I think one thing that's missing, I usually tell to people, is that they show that they have people from Airbnb and bigger brands. So maybe adding a bigger brand name in there with the head of marketing or whatever personas they're attracting, their testimonial will just improve the conversion and trust part of it. And if they have it on the left side, when you see there's an empty space, there they can add there and make it more trustworthy. What do you think about it?
Yeah, no, definitely. This page is lacking a lot of trust. And especially with a company that has so many great logos and social proof that a lot of companies would dream of, this
Yeah.
is a really big opportunity to like just show them, okay, here are some of the companies. And maybe even if I clicked on that specific poster, maybe have the poster here. So I could see like, this is what I'm going to be building. Like, get ready. Once you sign up, we're going to launch you into that poster and you can start right away. So I think that would be really powerful for me, at least, whenever signing up for a product like this. But I'm just going to go ahead and sign in my little dummy email here. And that looks like a good one. Perfect. So here we are.
So the best part about what I like in that their onboarding is that there's no confirmation email. So if you
Okay.
just in there, like there's no confirmation email, and that just saves so much time.
Yeah.
And the drop conversion, as you also say in your blogs as well, that a lot of other companies have just reduced the drop off rate if they have no confirmation email. And since they are more consumer friendly, like more for masses as well, I think it makes sense to have no confirmation email, and a lot of companies miss that point.
Yeah, I just went through another company and they had the activation email step where, for those of you that aren't familiar with it, you basically have to, as soon as you sign up, go to your email, click an activation link, and then you can go into the product. So on average, you see about anywhere from 20 to 30% of everyone who signs up just not go into the product at all. So what they've just done for Venngage is probably save themselves 30% of the people that are actually going to go into the product. So this is huge. So first question here is what organization you're a part of. So I'm just going to go with self-employed, and let's go with consultant.
Wait. I just want to stop right there. Can you go a back button? That's great that they have a back button.
I know, that's very rare.
I know what you could think about personas, but I feel like that here, I signed up and then clicked on, I think, HR somewhere. So there's not marketing in PR, but like what's your role? And there was an HR or recruiter, yes.
Okay.
And I signed up and I clicked on it, but I did. So later on, when you look at the app as well, it does not personalize the images and the graphics and the template based on my role. And so I think there they can improve a bit by having the if they're showing these personas and showing the right kind of templates, that would really help them to improve their activation actually.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And even if you had like a short email drip, whether it's like 4 or 5 emails, that's like, okay, here's a top 5 graphics we notice business consultants really like here's a proposal, here's a pitch deck or something. And then for the recruiter, it's like, here's, I'm trying to think of what's relevant, but like some hiring thing.
Exactly.
And yeah, so that's great. I'll go with that one. And what is your website? Let's go with something generic.
No. Have a good website there. Have a good website there. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's this great step. So have your website there, and this is the best part about that. So what they do is when you add your website in there, they completely personalize it by uploading all your logos and branded colors to guess it. And so this is amazing in their app. So look, they have your logo in there, they have your colors in there, and it is amazing that they're already personalizing it.
Yeah. Now, I wonder if they had asked me on the free trial sign-up page, like, what is your work email, if they could have skipped that step and then really wowed me whenever I came into the product and like right next to Venngage or something, there is my logo. I'm like, holy crap, that's really cool. And like, I know how they're doing this. It's pretty easy through the Clearbit API, but what's great is like so many people don't take advantage of this, and it's a really great way to be like, this is kind of my product now. It's got my logo on it. So
just one more thing in there, since it's a product of masses, so people might convert it from Facebook or from Google or from Gmail addresses. There they have to still ask, but if you have a work email in there, they can automatically skip this step, and that would just power their conversion better.
yeah, and maybe it does, but I sign up with the Gmail, so maybe it's just a little bit different for me. And one other thing I'd like to point out on this page and throughout this whole product tour is just the fact that they are really great at showing us like how long do we have whenever we're going through this. Because one of the biggest things is once you do start doing any form of product tour or even a checklist, if you see part of it done from a user motivation perspective, you're going to get a lot more people actually going through it because they don't feel like you're sending them on this maze that lasts forever. No, it's 5 steps. That's it. And so this is really great. So I'm just going to pick my color here.
In the progress bar, if you didn't notice, even the first step, they already showed the first step done. So they did use some kind of psychology in there in the progress bar, which I really liked.
Definitely. And so what would you like to create? Now, this step could be completely eliminated, in my opinion. So it depends on how you start your account. Now, in my case, I clicked a specific poster, and I would hope to see that poster. And you already know what I like to create. Venngage knows. I clicked on that poster. I want to see that poster. And now if you have used Canva or something similar, they have this fine-tuned for their onboarding. If you type into Google like how to make a poster and then go onto that page, the first thing you see as soon as you fill out your account information is the poster. And it's like, here's the type you picked already. Just go ahead, build it out. So I think they could definitely take a similar note from Canva in the onboarding flow and completely eliminate this for a lot of people.
So I will still give them some points in there just for the sake of, I know you clicked on that button, but I clicked on the top right button, which just says sign up. And so it could have just shown me what would you like to create. So the reason why I want to give some points in there is that, you know, they're decluttering everything and giving me my use case. And so when I signed up, I was happy to choose one thing that I want to do. They have like so many things that I have to do. So I still will give some point because a lot of SaaS companies don't ask for your use case and they just throw all the things that they want to show you. And in that case, they have done still a better job. Obviously, they can do much better, but I still think I have to give them points there.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. And I'm with you on that. So let's build a onboarding report. All right. So I like this. We are going into 3 or more you like. Now I'm curious why they picked 3, not just 1. Like, why not just pick your specific template? Like this to me is like, are you trying to guess like what I like in terms of a style? I don't know. I'm going to pick 3 random ones and there aren't really too many options here. So I'm just going to continue and it's going to wait a bit. Okay. So that is complete. I'm going into the product and seeing all templates. Okay, so right away I see upgrade and I'm thinking this is a free trial. So I think it might be a little premature to show the upgrade button because this person, myself, has not experienced value yet. The best time to show the upgrade is once you've actually created, like, let's say, the first presentation or the first report. So this is premature. And I just want to get in and build my report. So
one thing, you actually created that, you know, that button on poster.
Yeah.
And they showed you, and then you clicked on the report part, and now they're showing you the poster part. So I think this is kind of a mismatch in there. Like, you know, when you clicked on the poster part, then they should show you the poster part. But if they didn't show it the poster part, and then later on you selected the reporting part, you need to show the report part because that's what the second option in there. So
yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, was that even the poster that I picked though? I think I went under posters.
Yeah, this one.
Okay, so by the time I went through the onboarding, I already forgot which one I picked. And I like the fact that they do lead with this because that is the one I picked. This is great. But there's a lot of steps there that did not translate at all or were anywhere relevant for that poster I wanted to create. So kudos to Venngage for whenever I log into the product, showcasing the poster that I picked. This is brilliant. And this is exactly what I was talking about with the Canva example. It's just the previous two steps are pretty useless in terms of understanding like what are the categories you want to create and what is the top 3 templates and stuff you want to go through. It doesn't matter. I want to create this poster. I already know. So I definitely think that's not their primary acquisition model, is like people clicking on poster and going to this one. And so they're trying to attract for that broad audience that you mentioned. But with that being said, if someone does opt in and has already picked what poster they want, then it could be completely avoided, those last 2 steps. Yeah. So I'm going to go here, and I'm not sure.
I don't know why this button is there. It doesn't make sense in here. But just go ahead and click on the template. It will just maybe just show you something later on.
Yes.
I think there's no clickable button, is there?
No, there is not. I was thinking it was going to be beginner or cityscape. Yeah. The only clickable button here is upgrade. So this is huge points off for me. This should be edit. And the reason why it should be edit is because I want to change this. I want to personalize it, add my personal touch to it. But instead, I see the upgrade button, and that's obviously what they want me to do. But okay, so I'm going to go back and try and fill out another template. So I got to exit that. That's custom.
Now the interesting part starts, by the way. This part, I really love this part actually. But yeah, go ahead, Wes.
Okay, so now I see a bunch of posters that I don't care about, to be honest. I want my poster, and I saw it. It was like taunting me, but I couldn't click it, which is disappointing. So I'm going to start here, since it is very specific. Like, this is the clear call to action. You got to create it. So I think for people who aren't like me, who don't go through poster, it's great. It definitely solved those problems. But at the same time, are these the specific reports I wanted in the first place that I self-selected? I don't actually think so. I think this is an infographic that I'm loading up.
Yeah, I think so. I think you were initially with the poster, and then you were later on
onboarding report, and just went through some of the reports. So it does take a little while to load, which is fine. I understand it's a graphics editor tool. In terms of the loading, I like that they're trying to make fun, or like add some conversation to it while it is loading, be bold or italic. This could also be taken to the next level by adding usage tips. Like, here's how to do some really cool things in the product, or sharing some like design wisdom to someone who is a complete design newbie like me. I'm not a designer, but I'm creating an infographic here, guys. So that is a great opportunity to just showcase some of those things and build people's anticipation, because this is taking a really long time.
I think you might want to pause here and maybe until they come back.
Yeah. And overall, for the onboarding, I guess if we're going to do the recap here, like, what are your big comments or big takeaways for Venngage, Azar?
So I like the fact that they have some kind of onboarding in place, and there are steps. But one thing that they have to really improve is one thing that I think has to improve is reduce more friction. Number of steps they have. And definitely, which we identified, that the things don't match what you clicked and what you actually got out of it. And some too much information in the web page as well. That's also need to be improved. But I like the fact that they have a progress bar. You directly get into the app. There are certain coach marks in there. And I like that more. It's more about, still it's more about the users and less about them. But then again, they show me the upgrade part. And this is kind of, they need to relook at it and see how they can improve that. So yeah, finally we are in the app. So just giving you my opinion, I like the fact that they are asking that if you are not a designer, so they know, they're trying to ask if I want to do it myself, or if I need some kind of a walkthrough. And there, I think it's good to if you're not a designer, to actually start with something with walkthroughs.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm not a designer. It basically goes through just how to actually edit it. It's pretty
Yeah,
straightforward.
just like I'm seeing right now, there are 5 steps in there, and you're just clicking next button without reading it. Um, I
Yeah.
think here they could make much more apparent with these coach marks and tooltips by making you click certain buttons where you can say, oh, this is what I get. And that's what I think where we as user pilot also preach that, reduce 5 steps to 3 steps and then show them 3 things that are most important by having some driven action in there, which is
Yeah.
not there. They're doing a good job with tooltips, but could get better.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I'm like, in terms of tooltips, one of the biggest abuses I see people do, and I'm sure you see this as well at User Pilot, is people who use tooltips to just walk through the entire product. And it's not
Yeah.
tied to a meaningful action or outcome for the user. It's just like, here's a toolbar, here's the upgrade button, here's my designs, here's my brand. And it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, like let's bring it down and focus on like, what is that one thing we could get people to do in 2 minutes, because we probably don't even have 2 minutes for a lot of these people.
Yeah. But it's interesting that how you in real time just clicked on the next button. I try to reiterate this point again and again, and
Yeah.
I see that exactly the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, so I think in terms of, to just recap going through Vengage's experience, for myself, whenever I first landed on the homepage, I was taken away. I was like, I clearly understood what the product was about, and I could see immediately, like, what is that one action you want people to take? And that was definitely sign up for that free trial. So Venngage did a really great job making sure that they prioritize what is that core action you want people to do. However, whenever it got into the weeds a little bit about like, here's the 3 steps, I felt a little stressed seeing a lot of the details there. And when you're saying like, you can do this in 3 steps, you want to really just make sure that people feel at ease. But in that case, I actually felt taken back and I was like, wow, that looks complicated. And then the other biggest, if Venngage is watching this, the biggest takeaway for you is whenever it's your onboarding, and let's say someone starts with a poster, and then we're asking them a lot of like, not useless questions, they'll come in handy later, but for instance, like asking me if I want to report now, and then asking me what are the top 3 report templates I want. That didn't matter, because as soon as I went into your product, I saw that poster and that's the thing I wanted. I didn't really care for all those other details. And then when I saw that poster, I couldn't do anything. I could upgrade. That was all. And to me, that is the wrong way to go about the whole onboarding approach, when you lead with the upgrade and not with actually helping people get to that point where they can actually show their friends and say like, look how beautiful this poster is. I'm not a designer, but I sure look like it today. And so that would be my biggest takeaway, is just make it super easy for people to get to that quick win and create that first piece of content for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this was my also one biggest takeaway from learning from Venngage, is that they need to make it more about the user and less about themselves, even if some places are not doing it, are doing it really well actually. And when you're doing personalization and pulling up all the API, why not show me the templates based on my role as well? Which could have also been better when you're asking these questions. So that's all from my side.
Yeah, that's all for me. It's been great.
Yeah.